Hey everyone, before we get to this video, give me 1 second real quick to tell you about these two new shirts we got in our store. Shirt 1, the Imperfect Cars Make Perfect Stories. I love this one, inspired by breaking down in my Lamborghini on PCH. Anyone who's ever had an angry, feisty little car that made the right sounds, made the right power, but left you stranded on the side of the road once in a while can relate to that one. And we've got the Strong 9s, 999 is where the Lexus odometer will remain for all time. And in order to commemorate the Lexus actually achieving 1 million miles, we've got this fun one. I actually am super stoked on this one. I really like this one. So head over to the link in the description or blipshift.com/TST to get them while they hot. They only last for 2 weeks, and today's date is the 24th, so they're gone pretty soon. Now, enjoy this video. Don't forget, now that you've enjoyed this video, head on over to our store at blipshift.com/TST to grab one of our two new shirts, the Million Mile Lexus Strong 9s odometer shirt and the Imperfect Cars Make Perfect Stories Countach shirt in the store for 2 weeks only.
Yeah, you'll see. It grips, and it starts to give you like a hey. That's a little bit
okay. That's good.
It's really responsive.
Okay.
I have like 9 chassis braces, so you feel everything.
I wouldn't have imagined that looking at this car.
Yeah, they're hidden.
we'll just start there.
Okay.
Welcome to the one taking the MazdaSpeed 3 with all the aero. All the aero. What stadium is missing a bleacher right now? Is it Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, I think so. It's on the back.
Well, this is Jeffrey. Jeffrey drove up on a really cold day. Like, disclaimer, when we got up here it was 37 degrees.
Yeah,
so
it was freezing.
I may look like I'm driving slower today, or if you guys are complaining I look like I'm driving this car too slow. It's really cold. The road's really cold. Safety first. Respect for another owner's car first. So I don't want to find understeer and go, oh, that's where the ice is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but what are we sitting in right now?
So this is my 2007 MazdaSpeed 3. It's stock block, big turbo, GTX Gen 2.
Stock block with 200,000 miles on it.
Almost
real quick asterisk, 192. Yeah. Okay.
And it's been 100,000 miles on big turbo with pretty much no issues except for braking parts along the way. Everything but the block.
Did you hear your own sentence?
Yeah.
It's been
the cracked manifold, cracked downpipe. It's just the heat. It's just the accessories.
Okay, so everything outside the block, pistons and rods have broken. That was just funny. Like it's been perfect. Other than
it's never left me on the side of the road. Ever, so that's good.
That's the Craigslist
Let's not
line.
Make that today.
We will not do that. I hope not. I mean, you drove this harder up here than I probably will.
Yeah, it's seen about 16 track days in the last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and it's been reliable.
Yeah, I've bought like one coupler, and that's about it.
Wow. So bushings, all the other things are holding in place.
Yeah. Well, everything's been swapped out. Like around 100K, I did do lower control arms, and I did pretty much everything else that goes with suspension. But I've been through 5 different suspension setups, and this is probably the best one so far.
Wow.
So we got coilovers, 14K springs in the back, and 10K springs in the front. And then we have front and rear sway bars, 32 millimeters, and then everything else that you can think of, about 8 or 9 chassis braces.
Definitely has everything. I mean, stripped interior, full cage. The aero setup is really cool. Oh, not full cage. Sorry, just strip. The aero, it's rad. It's like bolted. It's bolted to the hatch.
It's chassis mounted. Everything, wing, front cylinder, everything's chassis mounted.
And to demonstrate, you grabbed onto the wing and shook it, and the whole car moved. Like, it wasn't the hatch flexing, which is what I expected when I saw it. It's braced on it really well.
Full BM spec aero. It's legit.
All right, so we're gonna take this crazy thing for a ride. Stock power was what, 263 with 280 torque, and you have 100 more than that at the wheels.
380 wheel, 380 torque.
380 wheel and 380 torque. Ooh, all right, it'll be loud in here. E-brake, I always forget. I get so excited. You got a tire pressure warning on? Is that always on?
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just a 3
YouTube the automatic closed captioning is really funny. They don't speak English very well.
Oh, okay.
So I drove one of these stock years ago at a press launch, and it was the second gen though, it wasn't the first gen. And I remember it was doing burnouts on corner exit. Some of it was my driving, but it was just like
they're really rowdy.
They're really rowdy. When this came out, it had what 60 more horsepower than a GTI or a Honda Civic SI.
It was fast.
Like the competition, this was just way more power. It definitely sweat. I mean, it's a cold day.
A little bit.
It's a cold day, and I gotta get used to the power band. I'm sure you are much better at modulating and rolling onto it like that. Wow, even right there, I was being really gentle, and it just whoop, and it just woke up. So what did you build this for time attack? Did you build it?
This is fully just time attack car. So with the chassis bracing, the way the turbo's set up, full boost comes on at like 3,200 RPM. Red line's bumped up to 7,300 RPM. It's external wastegate, so it gets extremely loud, but it loves it. Willwood 6-piston, big brake in the front, 2-piece rotor, and it just, the more you want to push it, the more it likes it.
Terrible.
Yeah, as a South Bend Stage 3 drag rated for 700 pound-feet of torque, we're nowhere near that, so the clutch just laughs at anything we do. Yeah, it's been great. I love it. Everyone that gets in it is usually smile.
You probably have to talk up a little bit, just because the bike's there and the car. So
for sure.
what are you running now at like Willow Springs, or like what's your track of choice?
This car's more like it's a fast car, slow driver situation, but I'm sub 130s at streets right now, and then I'm right around a minute 38 for Big Willow, and then up at Button Willow I'm right around the 204 area, but that's just me. This car can do sub 2s with a good driver all day.
Okay, so that's good to know. Because I don't know the lap times at Willow much, but maybe I'll look some up and put it in like a lower third. But I know that like Vin Trough from Hoonigan and our friend Alex Bernstein are both trying to crack 2s at Button Willow. Yeah. And Alex has a 500 horsepower 135i with aero on it and stuff. So that's my frame of reference for that track.
Dude, amazing. 135s are sick.
I think we're gonna turn around because otherwise we'll be stuck by this person the whole time. The sound is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of you get embellowed by it. You just want to keep hitting that little turbo whistle.
Yeah, you kind of do. It sounds like I was trying to think up like if this like transformer name for this car, and I figured I'd call it Angry Backpack.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I wanted to call it Optimus Lag, but there really isn't
There's
much.
not much lag.
It's like
Once
full
you get
boost
into
at
it,
35.
Yep.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, it has full motor mount, so it puts down the power.
How low is it in the front? Good. That's good. Maybe a 3-point turn here. So you have 2 of these, you said?
Yes.
The other one's your daily.
Yeah.
How has reliability been on that one?
Both have no issues.
That's
ever.
fantastic.
All I do is oil changes every like 2,500 miles, and cars have been great.
These seem like, I don't know, like a forgotten gem in the used car market. Like I mean, when they came out, there was so much wheel spin. They weren't like the most comfortable thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not uncomfortable. They just weren't like fancy like a GTI.
No, they don't have like that extra plush interior. Everything's kind of just like, here's your radio, here's your steering wheel.
That's all. It was very simple. But I thought they're great looking. I think this first gen is better looking than the second.
Perfect. It's so subtle.
It's subtle, but it's aggressive enough to look like something. Wheel spin. Wheel spin with more forward. Yeah, it's real fast. It's real fast. And the flywheel, is it a light and flywheel?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because even downshifting, I thought it was blipping quick, but it goes up and down real fast.
Yeah.
Brake response is excellent. Well, I'll take back excellent. It's got like a little bit of softness in the front, and then it hooks. Steering feel is a little lighter than I was expecting, given how hardcore this car is. I mean, the steering effort is low, but until we get into the turn a bit, like there's kind of an on-center dead spot, just a little bit. But I can actually feel the wheel spin through You?
No. And that's with the windows up.
Oh my gosh.
At the track, you have to be windows down.
I mean, when we did the drive-bys, because he drove during them, he was flying. And I understand why. I mean, it's a lot to get used to really quickly, because it's fast and it's spinning the tires and it's loud. Like, there's a lot going on. But I bet on a day when the tires are temp on the track, this must fly.
It gets into the momentum, and I'll forget, and it's just like, oh, brake.
It must be. I mean, I want to keep driving, but I also can't hear, and I don't think anyone can hear us. Ooh, smells like. Oh, it's E85,
yep,
right?
So it smells sweet.
It does smell sweet. It smells delicious, like French fries. What was I going to say about this before my brain got scrambled? I can't even remember. Oh, how did you decide how to balance the aero? Like, how do you got canards on the front with the front lip, and then you got the one on the back.
So the canards and the side skirts and the diffuser, I don't feel like actually do much. They're more aesthetic.
Do you want me to delete that part?
No, that's fine. You can put that in there. I don't mind saying that. Who made it, they know who they are. The front and rear aero for the wing and the splitter is all CFD tested, so it's meant to work.
Okay.
And that once I threw that on the car, it was night and day.
Did you do them at the same time?
I did the front at first, and I sent it, and back end was just kicking out everywhere. So then I found out that B-Inspec was coming out with the rear wing, and I was like, I want to get a rear wing. My wife went ahead and bought it for me for my birthday, and was like, hey, you're getting this big wing from this company. And I'm like, that's exactly what I was looking at. Threw it on, chopped off like 6 to 8 seconds at each track that I had been at, just with having the rear wing.
Whoa.
Because I no longer had to worry about the back end kicking out.
Right.
So I was just sending, and everywhere I'd point it, that's where it would go.
Yeah, you carry way more speed through a corner. You don't have to worry about what's happening on the exit.
Every time I've been back, when I get instruction, it's just like, push it, keep pushing it, keep pushing it. The car wants you to keep pushing. And it halfway scares me, but sending it.
How'd you figure out? Because it feels pretty dang stiff.
Yeah.
How did you find like that right line between it's too stiff and I'm skipping around too much, or like because street has some weird bumps in it and things, or this is too soft and now
my very first track day out, I went out on just KWV2s, just the way they come out of the box, threw them on just a regular alignment. And everything was just too soft. Like, everywhere I went on full stiff, the car would like hop on things and it just wouldn't plant back down. So I took that, I decided to do the rear springs, and that made some improvement. And then I figured maybe the chassis isn't as stiff as it could be.
Okay.
And I found some used braces here and there, threw them on, and little by little the car just felt more stable through the turns. And then I just went all out and talked to other people in the community that do tracking on the East Coast, and figuring that their tracks are probably a little more beat than ours are. So I was like, what do I need to get it to handle how I want it to? And they're like, way stiffer in the back, do stiffer in the front, go from there and see if your driving style adapts to the way the car wants it. And so far I've had no issues, and it's been amazing. Wow,
man. I mean, the inside, like, it's a very simple interior, as you guys will see. You saw it in the beauty shots, but there's no rattles in here, other than there really isn't. No. Maybe I couldn't hear them, but like it feels like the whole the dash and everything is like really buttoned up.
Everything is put together because I dailied this for 4 years straight, and then it just went track duty within a couple months ago. So it was meant to just be comfortable, and then it just went full on out. But
that's really good. It fits withstanding like the amount of vibration that's coming through because of how stiff everything is. And you don't like. I'm sure in my car I'd have like lights falling from the ceiling. No. I have to tighten my windows up every 8 months because they just jiggle themselves loose.
No, I do bolt checks before and after track days, so everything's
nice. All right, so you keep up on it a bit, but I mean, amazing stock block, stock internals.
Yep.
The only things that are broken are like
just
the intake,
turbo system accessories, exhaust manifold, and the downpipe. Just cracks here and there. Things that you wouldn't know were wrong, and then you go to log in and it's like, hey, we're having a boost leak somewhere.
Wow.
Swap them out, and ever since then, that was like about a year or two ago. Other than that, it's been super solid.
So is that like the early
when I was doing more street running versus
boy. It's a driving squad. It's STI, Evo, Type R, Miata, Porsche. All right. We like to keep a low profile here when we film The Smoking Tire.
Yeah.
That just ended.
Yep.
We had nothing to do with it. I guess I'll just do 15 more one takes. And then 944. No,
I'm here for the rest of the day.
I'll be here for the rest of my life. This is amazing. Like, I bet, I hope I see you at a track sometime. I just want to go for a ride because this must cook on a road course.
Yeah, usually like going around turns, like I keep pace with most everyone else. Straightaways, I'm anywhere from like 110 to 130 miles per hour on the straightaways.
Wow, so I chose the tighter road because I thought, just looking at this, I'm like, this will be an amazing slice and dice car. And I think because of the temp, I actually wish I'd chosen the bigger road because we would have been able to sit in the gears. Is it stock gearing and stock LSD?
Yes.
Because this car came with an LSD, which is one of the good things, even though it gets overwhelmed. But, I mean, we were in third and fourth and running out of them really quickly. Yep. So maybe we were just going way faster than I wasn't looking at the speed. I was watching the tap
keeping really
in the road.
Speeds.
Okay. All right, awesome. I was like, man, is this like an 18-gear box?
I did this a couple times, I'm sure.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, dude, thanks for bringing it up. I appreciate it. This was a really cool... I've never driven a front-wheel drive car with this much aero on it.
Yeah. So
this was a cool treat and a very educational experience. Man... Check out MazdaSpeed 3s. I bet this is a great purchase on the used market and cheap because people just, I don't know why they get overlooked, but if they're that reliable, you could daily drive one of these with 260 horsepower is plenty.
It's fun.
That's almost a new Focus RS power. Yep. Well, thank you guys for watching. We always appreciate it. Please check out our new store on BlipShift, blipshift.com/TST. We put up new shirts every month. If you miss one, just enter your email address and they'll hit you up the next time we put out a new shirt. And if enough of you respond to a particular shirt, we may re-release or change the design a little bit and release something similar. So that's a good way to kind of like, vote for what you want to come back. And please listen to the podcast. The revenue from all these things, I know sometimes people like ad blocker or whatever, but it helps us pay for the gas and the editing to just get up here and do these things and bring you guys these experiences of educational experiences like learning about MazdaSpeed 3s that have more aero than the SR71 Blackbird. So thanks, Jeff, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later.